Hello, welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to continue with rocks and we are going to look at metamorphic rocks. Before that, we looked at igneous and sedimentary rocks. Now we know that igneous rocks are formed from the cooling and solidification of magma. We also know that igneous rocks can be intrusive or extrusive. Intrusive igneous rocks are the rocks that are formed within the earth crust, and extrusive igneous rocks are the rocks that are formed on the surface of the earth. They are also known as volcanic igneous rocks. With intrusive igneous rocks, they can be either plutonic or hypabyssal. With plutonic, they are formed deep down the earth crust, and with the hypabyssal, they are formed closer to the surface. We also looked at sedimentary rocks, where we said sedimentary rocks are rocks that are formed from sediments through a process known as lithification. We looked at the lithification process, where we said the lithification process involves the weathering of rocks into sediments, the transportation of the sediments, deposition of the sediments, and finally cementation of the sediments into rocks. We looked at the types of sedimentary rocks. So we have the mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, organically formed sedimentary rocks, and chemically formed sedimentary rocks. With the mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, they are formed by accumulation of materials from other rocks, which are cemented together. With organically formed sedimentary rocks, they are formed from the remains of living organisms. It can be plants or animals. With chemically formed sedimentary rocks, they are formed when minerals precipitate from water. An example of a chemically formed sedimentary rock is salt. We looked at some features of sedimentary rocks, where we said they are stratified rocks, that is, they are rocks that are in layers. They contain fossils, and when we said when we hear anything like fossils, it means they contain the remains of living organisms, either plants or animals. Unlike igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks are not crystalline. They do not contain any crystals, and they may be rough or smooth, that is, they may be coarse or fine grained. We looked at some importance of sedimentary rocks, where we said they help in the formation of soil. They are also a source of minerals. Example is the alluvial gold. They are a source of underground water. They have medicinal value, like the gypsum, which is used for the plaster of Paris, POP. And they also serve as tourist attraction. We introduce metamorphic rocks, where we said metamorphic rocks are formed when igneous or sedimentary rocks are changed as a result of great heat, pressure, or chemically active fluids. In the process of change, the texture, the structure, the color, and sometimes the chemical composition of the original rocks may be affected. For instance, limestone like this may change to marble. Now we can see that the color of this rock has changed. The texture of the rock too has changed. So that is what we're going to look at today, metamorphic rocks.